Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome everyone. This is part of the recording of one-day training workshop, which was done for the thesis students at Lahore College for Women University towards helping them with the selection of the thesis project. I'm Architecture Omer Shujaat Bhatti, and this workshop was previously conducted on 27th of September 2023. Since some of the students, because of some issues, who have not been able to attend the workshop, so this whole recording has been set forward so that it can be shared back with them and to help them facilitate towards the selection of the topic. This was the overall invitation which was shared forward. I'm grateful to Architect Dr. Yasmin Ahmed, in charge of the Architecture Department at LCW, for coordination, and I'm going to conduct this workshop. All right, a little bit about me. I'm Architect Omer Shujaat Bhatti. I have degrees in multiple domains, including bachelor's in architecture from Comsci Islamabad. Then I did my MPM in 2023-13, and then later did my PGD and MS in environmental design from AIOU, and then opted for my second MS in project management from Service 2018. And I kept further studying in different domains. And at the moment, I'm a PhD scholar in National Islamic University, Islamabad, in the field of environmental science. I've already been certified as a project manager in 2022 by Google, as well as by IBM in 2023. I've been associated with a number of research and academia institutions, as well as been practicing in the field for like more than 11 years now. Well, since it was back over there during the session, we have a small brief introduction of all the participants and the respondents who were there who attended this workshop. So I'll skip from this component and we'll move towards why this whole workshop was planned and organized. So in order to move forward, it was very much important what is a BArch thesis or a Bachelor of Architecture degree-based thesis. Most important component which has been considered so far with respect to this degree. So the question which was rising back over there was to be or not to be, either to opt for it or what. Why is it so important? What makes it difficult? What makes all the fuss about that? And to be, if the answer is, which is indeed the only solution, then what to be? How to go about it? How is a project referred to as a thesis different from any other project which the students have gone through in their last 4 previous years or 8 semesters of the Bachelor of Architecture degree at LCW? So how is it different in any other institution or this one? So the thesis semester of architecture education, it's the first time the students get to curate their own design brief. That is one of the first very brief kind of an opportunity, I would say, that prior to this one, all the design briefs are usually developed by the faculty and shared with the students, and they have to work further on it. And usually they get a specific selected site, and the design brief which is handed over to them has to be baseline with respect to it. And each one of them devise or develop their own solutions. But after 4 years of getting detailed briefs from the faculty and working on routine projects assigned by the curriculum, this is for the very, very first and probably the last time during their BArch degree that the student is going to get a chance to choose their own topic and to develop their own design brief, which becomes part and parcel of the overall academic portfolio which they will be developing through this degree. So this acts as like a greater opportunity which has not been previously explored, and now is the opportunity for the students to move ahead. It's just like once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity to choose a topic of your choice and to take it move forward and to develop its own brief by yourself. So this gives you not a kind of a challenging situation, in other words, it gives you a kind of an opportunity that after the 4 years which you have gone through of academia or the previous studies of the projects during your Bachelor of Architecture degree, now is the opportunity that you can choose a project of your own choice. Next, as a first opportunity, in other words, your choice of project for the first time, your choice of appropriate applicable site and scale for the first time, your choice to opt for design and visual vocabulary which has not been previously followed, and your choice to define what it can be towards your future in architecture as a professional. Because whenever after getting graduated, you'll be moving into the field, they'll be asking the first question that will definitely would be there, will be to ask, what thesis have you done? What was the topic? What was the project that you have taken up? So it will act as your gateway to the professional world of architecture. So it is very critical. It is very important. It is like a baseline factor that you need to choose a topic which is very much important, applicable, and is related to you. How it is different from any other BR degree program based project? It's very simple. If you can see right over here on the left hand side, these are like pre-design phase, which has been now added to an already existing design-based schematic work which you have already been doing for the last 4 years. It's like schematic design, design development. Some of you might be working on the working drawings. Some of you might have previously developed as part of your academia the other approval drawings and all the building permissions and all those kind of things. This was based on AIA. Now, the only component which has been added at the movement along with an extensive timeline, a whole semester, is the pre-design phase, the research phase. This is the addition. Previously followed is this blue rectangle, as you can see, but this is a new addition which adds value to it, which makes the project different as compared to any other project which has been done previously or has recently been done in over the last 4 years by any student. So what this addition means, you will develop your own design brief. You will develop or identify what are the major requirements, how those have been set forth in the current timeline when you are working. You will identify an appropriate sign. You will identify what should be the scale. And above these major points, what lies behind all of these additions or pre-design is the need, issue, problem, gap, or in other words, a rationale. Why this topic and why this project? That is the most important question which is there that you have to answer as a student of architecture in the thesis year, that what makes your project different in that current timeline of 2023 and probably to 2024 when you'll be graduating, hopefully, inshallah, that what makes your project different from any other project which has been done specifically baselining the context, the climate, the conditions that exist at the moment in the place where you're working or your project will be siting. So this makes it a bit more difficult, but this also gives you an opportunity to work on project of your choice for which you probably would have waited for the last 4 years that you have not been given an opportunity. So this is more or less like a blessing in disguise situation. So we have to opt for it in a very, very pragmatic manner to ensure that we avail this opportunity to the best that it can be. Now, why thesis is a must? Why is it necessary that each one of you have to do it? The thesis process is one of the most important elements of a degree in architecture. It is an opportunity to explore and research specific topics. Previously, what you have explored or probably have done some research on have been related to the field of architecture, undoubtedly. But how would you become a more focused towards one specific issue, problem, rationale, logic, gap, which can be addressed through your project? This is the opportunity, a kind of an opportunity of a lifetime, as well as develop skills and strategies, which are going to be adding like a lot of value towards your future practice. So it's the BR's thesis after the 9 semesters, which you will be inshallah defending. And finally, you will be entitled to be called as an architect. Now, how to select the topic, which is the core crux of this whole session. What topic should I select for my thesis? Probably first challenge of the architectural thesis or the 9th semester when it is followed. The challenge is not what the topic will be. The actual challenge is who is taking up the thesis topic. So what topic should I select for my thesis? This is not the question at all. The true question which is at stake is who is taking up the thesis topic, who will be working on this project, who will be developing this project, for whom this project is of some value addition, and that person is going to deliver a solution. So the challenge is not what the topic will be. The challenge is who is taking up the topic. So the challenge is who is taking up the topic of the thesis. It's only you. It's the you as a student who has to decide. It's not the topic itself. It's you who have to decide. All right. It is just like the way it has been said, we don't choose our talents choose us. In a similar way, through your 4 years of progression through architecture discipline and all of its different allied projects which we have done previously, each of the students evolve into a better designer. They identify their skill set, they identify their strengths and weaknesses, they identify the context in which during their future endeavors they will be working. So that is how this topic has to be selected, because it defines who you will be in your future. So that is why a thesis project is considered very much critical towards any student who is going to become a professional very soon. So it's not what the topic will be. The most important thing is who is taking up the topic. You have to baseline this parameter so that you place yourself on the top priority prior to selecting a topic that who you are. So the question which rises next to this one is, do you know you? Do you know who you are? What project you should be prioritizing after the 4 years of exploration that you have done, or the context in which you are surviving, or the area or the city or the community you're representing or you're part of? What should be your topic? And apart from that topic, how you as that architect will be contributing to that topic. So I've just devised a couple of exercises which I've explored through a number of other alternate sources. So I'll be putting those exercises in front of you, which you can practice a number of times, and probably those will be helpful. So let's explore just a few exercises. This is the first one. As you can see in the table, I've identified a couple of areas. On the left-hand side, as you can see, these are like different project titles probably you have done during the 4 years. I've just given a serial number on the left-hand side, as you can see right over here. You just mention the name of the top 10 projects that you have done. And then if you have more, you can add more over here. And then you identify 3 missing projects which you have not done so far, and those have been of interest to you, that you wish that those have been either, excuse me, either have been shared or given to you, but have not been done so far. So you identify them. On the overall, in the rankings over here, I've identified a few areas: interest, how far you're good at it, if you have done previously or today after like completing the 4 years of architecture, how far you think you are good at it to solve such a problem if it is a missing one. Any case studies or literature review which you have gone through, the future applicability of any project amongst which you have done so far previously, or any of the missing one. Would you like to make a second attempt for this one, these ones? And with reference to the missing one, how are you going to prioritize? So there is a total at the end. Missing one means obviously those which you have done previously, they will not be marked over here, and you will be giving marks over here for these ones only. And for the rest of these, you will be focusing on these primarily rankings. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 basic columns, but the total should be 100. That means you may raise the ranking number, or the percentage for interest might be like 20% or 30%. You might give like missing one an added advantage of like 15%, or you might opt for like future applicability another 15% rather than 10. So the total should be 100. Once you have fill in the columns with the projects done or missing so far, you will be start counting or totaling them. So this acts as like identifying some of the baseline projects that were of interest to you but have not been addressed so far or have not been attempted so far, like the missing ones, which are shown over here, along with those which you have attempted and feasibility or a chance that you would like to explore them again. This was the first exercise which was practiced, and students identified a number of projects which they have missed so far or they wish they could do or which they have done previously or already have done and would like to opt for it again. So after baselining this, answer the questions by yourself on the next slide. You have to identify like top 4 or 5 topics which have the highest ranking. Not necessarily that these will be the final ones. You need to practice this thing a number of times so that you can baseline which priority you should be focusing on. So if you identified like maybe 1, 2, or 3 or 5 projects, you choose one project and try to answer these questions. Question number 1, is that what I want to be remembered for as a student? That somebody made an attempt on a specific project like a hospital or a school or any other building. Is this what I want to do for one whole year? Would I be committed enough for that? Is this project which can set forth my future direction of professional practice? Like if somebody is working on sustainability in housing, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life, probably, or at least for the next 10 years? Will this project be the one I will discuss whenever I'm asked about my BS degree in my whole life? Is it that worthy enough? Can it be the one which will set me apart from my whole batch? Like amongst the whole batch, your project could be like one different kind of a project which has been identified as a unique one. Or is this the one I will look for once I've gone into the field that the homework that I've done with this one, the research, the learning that I've done from my thesis is now more applicable into the field and I don't have to do that homework again and again. So these are some of the basic 6 questions. What I would like you to do is identify 4 or maybe 5 projects which have highest ranking from these previous exercise, which we have done. And then on the left-hand side, you write these questions, and on the right-hand side, like project A, B, C, D, E, F, you tick these questions in which you are getting an answer in the form of a yes. You do it for project A, then you do it for project B, then you do it for project C. Once you have done with all of these identified, you will start analyzing or you will start identifying some of those potential top-line projects or topics which you should be taking up for your thesis. Once you have identified maybe like 1 or 2 topics or 3 topics of your choice, try to answer these questions. This is your third exercise. My topic interests me for a long time, yes or no? My topic is manageable in the required size, means the scale I'm setting forth and the time that I have, which is the third question, manageable in the required time. My topic allows me to assess data. That means, will I be able to assess the site? Will I be able to assess the people who own that site where I'll be designing? Will I be able to assess applicable standards and bylaws? Will that information be sufficiently available? The next question will be, has my topic been sufficiently researched? In case it has been, that means ample research has been done. You will be having ample information. And with respect to that, it's not a wrong choice to go for it because new ideas, new timelines, new issues would always be there in the domain. And you can address them. With sufficiently researched topic, you usually get the opportunity to identify a gap and then address it. My topic can contribute to the knowledge? Probably yes. Why? Because I'll be designing a solution which is applicable to the timeline in which I'm working. And if somebody has done this project like 10 years ago, today those technologies, those knowledge bases, those applicable standards have been obsolete. And now we have to revisit the whole scenario, including the climatic data, including the context-based issues, the cultural evolutions that we are going through. Yes. And my topic appears acceptable to advisors and committee. Now, this is a tricky question. you need to understand that if you're going to present your topic with all the zeal that you have, probably there is a very bright chance you will be able to succeed in delivering it. So this three basic exercises, which I've shown right over here, developing a ranking mechanism, on the basis of the ranking mechanism, identifying like 5 to 6 important topics, evaluating them through a qualitative measure, and then identifying these. These would probably help you identify like top 2 or 3 topics which would be of the most interest that you have. And after going through these exercises, you'll be focusing on those ones because your mind has been throttled towards baselining these projects as a potential topic for your thesis. I hope this helps you in devising a line of action ahead. And once you have been able to do it, you need to start developing your synopsis, a baseline document which helps you to potentially define what you want to do, how you wish to do, and why is it necessary. 3 basic components. Once you have been able to do that, probably it will be the time that you move ahead and meet your faculty, meet your seniors, and discuss these potential topics with your faculty to identify how it can be taken forward. Always remember, these exercises are not like you will do it once and you will be able to get a topic. They have to be done like 2 to 3 times, and probably you will be able to identify some potential areas in which you could work well. So I'll conclude it right over here, and with the statement that you have to keep calm because it's just the beginning. And with that, I'm grateful to each one of you who have gone through the whole video, who have attended the workshop. I'm also grateful to Dr. Architect Ma'am Yasmin for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, everyone. These are the details on which you can contact me. These are the numbers as well as the email. If you have any queries, you can contact me anytime. Let me know and I'll try to resolve those. And I wish you guys all the very best, and hope that you'll be able to resolve your topic very soon and will be able to deliver it towards success. Take care, everyone. Thank you.